Fall camp coverage continues on LibertyFlames.com, joined by offensive coordinator Aaron Stam, and you do everything on this team pretty much, Aaron. You talk about tight ends, fullbacks, offensive coordinator. Let's talk with this offense right now. Talking to Josh Woodrum and Petey and everybody you have coming back, I'm sure you're so excited to see what this team's going to be doing September 5th. Getting through fall camp, how's it gone so far?
It's gone really well, especially I'd say in the past 4 or 5 days. You know, there's been a gel that's starting to work, and you know, in my 4 years here, that's usually kind of what happens. You know, we get the installation done with the playbook and stuff, and then it's kind of just repetition of what we do, and everybody getting back on the same page and stuff like that. And the guys did a nice job this summer, just kind of doing their things together, and it's been a really, really good training camp, and you know, I'm excited to see these guys go out and play again together.
You're here in fall camp, defense, first couple of weeks takes the lion's share of maybe some of the plays, but you look at this offense coming back. Who has really stood out offensively that has really been putting some hay in the barn?
Well, I'd say at wide receiver, B.J. Farrow's had a really nice fall camp as a newer guy. He's picked up the offense really well, made some nice ball plays. Zach Parker's been another guy that we'll see. You know, I think he's got a chance to be a good football player and productive for us, and you know, trying to fill Gabe Henderson's shoes.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was a productive guy for us. You know, getting Des Rice back in the swing of things is always good. So we got a great competition in the backfield. We got a lot of guys we think we can hand the ball off to and let them go do their things with him and DJ and Todd Macon and Kegler. And so we've got a lot of guys back there. You got a great quarterback who's been around the system and knows it like the back of his hand. And we got a deep threat outside that's pretty doggone good in Petey. And you know, offensive line, they're gelling together. We got 3 of them back, and the guys that are working together, you can start to see their mesh, which is great. So. You know, it's been a good camp, and you know, hopefully we score a lot of points, protect the ball, and win the ball games.
We talked to Coach Daly about Josh, and we've talked to Wimbo about the defense and kind of goals they've got for the season. Give me 1 or 2 that you can share with me that, hey, our offense, I want to see us do this in 2015.
I want to see us win.
Yeah.
Every ball game that we can.
Right.
We want to win them all. That's the number 1 goal. So I don't care if it's we just got to score 1 more point than the other team.
That's all it takes.
I think a big thing for us is we got to take care of the football better than we did a year ago. You know, a couple of years ago we led the nation in turnovers allowed, and we weren't as good at it last year. So that's been something that we've been on them as a coaching staff. Is, you know, but it's not always just the ball carrier. It's also everybody doing the right assignments, because a blown assignment can also lead to a free defender taking a shot on a guy. So that's something that we've been on. You know, we got to be really good in situational football. You know, if it's 3rd and 1, if it's 4th and 1, we got to convert. You know, if it's a 3rd and 7, we got to convert. If we're down here in the green, we call it the green zone because we don't want to stop.
Right.
You know, we want to score touchdowns. So, you know, producing when we're supposed to and doing the right things.
Aaron, you mentioned situational football. 3rd down early last year, a little bit of a bugaboo, but improved tremendously as the season went on. Is that more of an attitude on the field, or how do you make the improvement that you saw 3rd downs last year?
Well, I think a big thing is we got to be better on 1st and 2nd down to be in a more manageable 3rd down situation. So, you know, that's my job. You know, make sure that we got the right situations and the right calls and stuff, and then we got to execute better as a unit. And the guys know that. That's been something that day 1 that we talked about, that our 3rd down execution has to be so much better this year, because we want to stay on the field, we want to keep moving the chains, and we want to score. So 3rd down is, you know, we call it a money down, and we got to execute on the money down, and if we don't, you know, we got to figure out a way to do it the next time. But you know, like you said, in the second half of the season, we were hitting it pretty good, and but we got to do it right away from the get-go this year.
Let's look at a couple of positions that you're in charge of, tight ends. I don't know of a team around the country that has had more of a focal point at the tight end position that have just done more. You look a couple of years ago, Brandon Apon. Last year, Dexter Herman. This year it's going to be a collective unit, but it looks like Kendall Kumin's the guy right now who has tremendous hands, watching him out in practice. So as he kind of steps to the forefront here, what have you seen from him, and what kind of improvement has he made in the last couple of years?
Well, you know, this is my 4th year of being here. This is the 4th different starting tight end I've had, so it's not like I'm not used to this. But Kendall's really done a nice job from day 1 of coming in here and learning the offense and doing the little things right every day. And kind of waiting his turn, but also being right there when his opportunity has been ready. And, you know, since spring football to now, his knowledge and his execution of what we do has really been very similar to Dexter Herman a year ago. So that's got me excited, and now he's just got to put it out on the game field. But I'm excited to see him just go play a full football game and go make some ball plays, but do his job. You know, and that's a big thing for me with our position group is that you just go out there and execute, do your job. You might not get 10 catches, but can you get some knockdowns in the running game, and can you make a good third down catch? Dexter Herman was huge for us on third down last year. If that guy executes well, we're going to be really good again.
And Kendall's being pushed by Will Johnson, Cannon Smith, two guys that if you listen to the broadcast, you know their names. Yep. And so how can they help your team this year?
Will is providing added depth at the Y position also, too, that Kendall plays. He's had a really nice training camp and is playing so much faster because he studies it and he takes it serious. He's a big, gigantic guy. I can't teach him to be 6'6". God made him like that. For a quarterbacks, it's a big target, and also as a run blocker, he's huge. But he'll have his roles, and there'll be times where he'll go in at Y and sub in for Kendall, and he'll go in and execute. And Cannon Smith is a guy that honestly is so valuable to us because he can truthfully play 4 positions. And for us, that's awesome because somebody could need a breather, and he's going to go in and he can get it done. And we get into our goal line situations, he's one of the best guys I've ever been around, and he embraces it and loves that role too. So.
And finally, look at the fullback position. You get Thomas Kennedy back, year under his belt last year. I remember meeting Buddy Edwards last year at the Summer Bridge, and I said, dude, man, that dude could play right now. But it takes some guys a little bit of time to learn the playbook, and I can't wait to watch both those guys in the backfield because it's a versatile type of offense where that fullback is definitely needed.
Yeah, it is. And Tom, it was really a great thing that he got to play a lot for us last year. And he is a very, very intelligent guy. I think through training camp he's only had like 1 or 2 mental errors and 14, 15 practices, which is outstanding. So, and his job it's not a pretty job. It's a dirty job, but he embraces it. He loves it. He goes about his business. He's a workhorse. And Buddy is also a guy too that is a bigger guy. He's 250, 255 pounds. He's a big thumper. And both those guys, who knows? I don't know. Sometime they might be on the field together, and if they are, hopefully we'll execute. But we got to have a couple of them in our system because it's a physical position, where they got to hit a lot of people, and but we got to get them both ready, and they'll be there.
They will. A lot of expectations for this offense, but I'm sure you'd have it no other way. Aaron, we appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Offensive coordinator Aaron Stam joins us here on LibertyFlames.com.